Can I fix this broken Audi TT for less than £20? That's the question of today's video. So in this box right here is the £20 or less than £20 solution. So what I've got in this box is a can of Seafoam Auto Marine Fleet. So this is what I've gone for to hopefully fix my compression issue. So to date, just in case you haven't been keeping up with the videos, I began by doing the standard diagnosis of swapping coil packs over, changing spark plugs, checking the injectors. I've done a compression test on all 4 cylinders and we were down on compression on cylinder 4. I then removed the head and rebuilt the head fully with relapped valves, new valve stem seals, reinstalled the head, timed up the engine, and then started the engine up, and we still had the same misfires. So I'm hoping that this Seafoam is going to be my saving grace and it's going to fix my issue. Now I believe what the issue is the piston rings are carboned up, because I have done a leak down test and it passed it with flying colors. There's no leakage on any cylinder. Obviously once the piston is up at top dead center, the rings are going to be better compressed than when they're at bottom dead center. So I believe that we have some sort of carbon in where the piston rings would sit, and it's just not allowing the piston rings to fully expand at bottom dead center. Obviously, and when the car's running, it's just misfiring at idle, because at higher RPM or when you're driving the car, it's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the electrical connectors off of all of the coil packs. Then I'm going to take the coil pack out of cylinder 4 and then the spark plug. And then I've got a nice long screwdriver which isn't going to damage the piston. Okay, that's actually not going to go all the way down. I'm going to put this magnet down here. There we go. I'm going to just turn the engine over. I don't want it to quite be at top dead center. I want it to be sort of halfway in the middle between TDC and BDC, because then it kind of allows there to be enough seal for all of the Seafoam to just not pour straight into the oil at the bottom, but also enough for that to actually sit there and do its work. So I might not quite go all the way to halfway. I might go just a little bit past TDC, just to give it the best chance possible. And then I'm going to jack this side of the car up just until the wheel's off the ground. Make sure the car's in gear, 3rd gear. And then I'm going to rotate the engine and watch for the magnet to go up and down, obviously so I can get TDC. So hopefully you saw there roughly where I've gone a little bit lower than TDC. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to put some of that Seafoam in. I actually don't know how much I'm going to put in yet. Maybe I'll put sort of, how much is this? 16 ounces. Maybe I'll put like 4 ounces in. It's probably a 500ml bottle or can. So I'll put like 150ml in and just see how it goes. So what we need to do once this is in is basically just leave it for 24 to 48 hours. I'm going to leave it for 48 hours to give it the best chance possible. And then we'll see if we can fix this Audi TT's compression issue for less than 20 quid. So I just got a measuring jug and I've measured out 150ml. So I'm going to put 150ml in there, leave it for 2 days, and I will check back in with you 2 days later. And that's the 150ml in cylinder 4. I am just going to put the spark plug back in, just so don't get any contaminants or anything down there while this is doing its work. Alright, so it's actually been about 4 days since I last touched the TT, and it's just purely because I haven't had the weather to be able to do anything. So not that I actually wanted to leave it for 4 days, but I don't think 4 days is going to make you know, any bad issue. You know, there's not going to be any issues from leaving it for 4 days. Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is just launch the Seafoam out of the cylinder by taking out the spark plug, taking out the fuel pump relay, and then just launching it out of the cylinder, and then we'll start to see if it's actually done anything. All right, let's give her a crank over. Right, so that's the TT all back together. Let's give her a start up and see if this has actually done anything. Moment of truth. Still a very slight shake. The engine also doesn't seem very shaky at all. It's just like, it seems like it's normal, so that's a good sign. So we were still getting some misfires on the live data, but what I've decided to do is take it for a nice razz down the NDR, which is basically like the long straight and you know, 70 mile an hour. So I'm just gonna flat out on all of the gears and just kind of see if maybe a bit of heat and a bit of pushing the car will actually you know, maybe sort something out, or maybe I don't know, but maybe it just needs a real good push. So that's what I've decided I'm going to do. So let's go crack on with that, and fingers crossed we get some sort of good result. This car drives absolutely spot on, which just shows how marginal the, you know, the Misfire actually is. Like, I have actually got a noise coming from the rear left, which I believe is just a wheel bearing. It's just like a rotational, like a drone. So yeah, I've just gone and put some fuel in this, and I mean, I look at it, like it pulls. It's like really nicely driving. Like, I can slow right down. Get into second gear. Even get a bit of a slip there, a bit of traction control. But like, it pulls so nicely and it drives absolutely lovely. So I've just taken the TT for about a 35-mile round trip just up and down the dual carriageway, and currently we're now sitting at like really quite low misfires. Like, it's really like, oh, it actually seems to be going up a little bit now, but that's really strange because the misfires have dropped down drastically, like crazy drastically. There you go. So as soon as I rev it, it stops going up, and then as soon as it's just idling, it does still increase. So I think the only real answer to will Seafoam fix my issue is no. And it's clearly just the fact that I don't have any issues with the piston rings. This car drives absolutely bob on when I'm driving it, but it's literally just while it sits at idle that it just misfires. And it's so weird because sometimes it doesn't even misfire, and then other times it will misfire. It has a mind of its own. I think what I'm going to do is redirect my focus to the cylinder head, because I don't think that there's anything wrong with the bottom end in this car, because if there was something wrong with the bottom end, it would not drive. I done 50 miles yesterday and it would not drive that nicely if it was something to do with the bottom end. The search continues for why this misfire is still occurring. And if you do have any suggestions or any ideas what could potentially be causing this misfire, with all of the diagnostics, all of the symptoms that I've shown you in the last sort of 3-4 videos, please do let me know, because I'd love to get this engine running up and absolutely perfect. I've heard very good things about Seafoam, and that it can clean out anything in the piston ringlands and any issues that you're having there. But for me, obviously that wasn't the issue, so I can't give you a accurate representation of whether that is going to fix my issue, because obviously that wasn't my issue. For me, unfortunately, it purely is just trial and error. It's just try one thing. If that doesn't work, then try something else. You know, do some more diagnostics, try and understand the misfire more, and then move forward from that and just try and, you know, keep trying things, basically. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'm not going to stop until this car is up and running absolutely spot on. It will not beat me, and this car will be up and running again properly one day. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.